The BRICS trade bloc accounts for 37% of global transactions, surpassing the G7. The BRICS trade bloc, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has emerged as a formidable force in the global economic landscape, with a significant impact on cross-border transactions and GDP. In recent years, the bloc has witnessed a remarkable surge in trade interactions, now accounting for more than a third of global cross-border transactions. This surge in commerce has propelled the collective GDP of BRICS nations from 31.5% to an impressive 37% of the worldwide transactions, overshadowing the G7's share of 29.9%. The BRICS trading bloc is reshaping the global order with its increasing economic and political influence. According to Bloomberg, the BRICS countries now account for 37% of the global cross-border transactions, surpassing the G7's share of 29.9%. This reflects the growing trade and investment ties among the emerging powers, as well as their efforts to diversify away from the US dollar. The trading bloc, which already represents about 40% of the world's population and more than a quarter of the world's GDP, is now expanding its membership, with Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Iran joining as new partners in 2024. These additions will boost the BRICS' energy security and geoeconomic prowess, as they are three of the world's largest oil producers and have significant geopolitical and geoeconomic influence in their regions, further enhancing the diversity and strength of the BRICS bloc. One of the key objectives of the BRICS bloc is to reduce its dependence on the US dollar as the dominant reserve currency and to create alternative mechanisms for trade and finance. This indeed challenges the West, as BRICS will grow beyond what the dominance of the US dollar in the global financial system would allow them. Under this new paradigm, multipolar institutions offer alternative sources of financing and development assistance to the global South, as well as promoting regional integration and cooperation. The BRICS nations and its central banks have been working on developing a matrix of trading currencies backed by gold or commodities, which would offer more stability and security than the US fiat currency. The global South is increasingly using their local currencies for bilateral and multilateral trade, as well as establishing swap arrangements and development banks to support their economic activities. This trend has garnered attention from the global South, with other countries taking notice and showing interest in following suit. The BRICS bloc are developing their own payment systems and currency swaps, as well as exploring the possibility of creating a gold-backed trading currency. Recently, China and Saudi Arabia signed a trade agreement worth $7 billion on Monday, kickstarting the prime de-dollarization process. The deal is a currency swap that favors their local currencies, the Chinese yuan and the rial, and would be valid for 3 years, with both countries settling trade in local currencies up to 50 billion Chinese yuan or 26 billion Saudi rials. The BRICS trading bloc is not only a challenge to the hegemony of the US dollar, but also a model for other developing countries in the global South. Many countries are looking at the BRICS experience and following their example of de-dollarization, diversification, and cooperation. The BRICS trading bloc is thus reshaping the global order and creating new opportunities for growth and development. The increasing influence of the BRICS trading bloc and its efforts to promote de-dollarization and establish alternative trading mechanisms is having far-reaching implications for the global trade and economic order. Thus, the surge in BRICS' share of global transactions, coupled with its expanding economic power and de-dollarization efforts, underscores the bloc's growing significance in the global economic landscape. The implications of these developments are likely to reverberate across international trade and finance, reshaping the dynamics of the economic order in the global systemic transition towards multipolarity for years to come.